We're going to focus today on really getting in detail. Hopefully we will get pretty far. Today is going to kill me. I'm just saying. So we're going to focus on adding details today. We're going to jump. So we've mainly focused here. We're going to jump forward to our C. Okay. Now, this is going to be probably a little bit more difficult for some of you. We will primarily be using dry brush technique, but we are going to focus on creating our little animals. Now, you need a minimum of 6 creatures. Okay. 6 creatures. They can be whatever you want. Okay, you can do anything from like a whale to a dolphin to fish to a jellyfish. Last time I did a little sea turtle. You can do whatever you want. But it's very simple. We're just drawing with our paint today. So I'm going to go ahead and with my dry brush. Shh. There should not be this much talking, gentlemen. I'm getting a decent amount of paint on my brush, and I'm just going to start adding in my animals. I can explain how to do it, or you are welcome to just jump in and go for it. But if you're wanting like the little fishies that are easier to draw, okay, more simple, it's pretty easy. Your main shape will always be like a teardrop or an almond, okay? Then from there, you can have just a little backwards C, and then you just add little triangles on the sides for fins, okay? That is one way to do your fish. You can also, again with a teardrop, this time a little bit more curvy. Okay, pull the teardrop in, and then these will be smaller almonds for the tail. And then you simply have little slits for the arms, or I guess the fins, right? Can you say that again? What?
What are the little
These things? Those are your reflections. So if you're under the water and you're looking towards the light, towards the sky, okay, the surface, you're going to have these reflections that hit the water. And Botello, if you were not here last time, I would recommend grabbing a Chromebook and watching the movie that I made, the video. Yes. So I go grab a Chromebook. Yes. There should be one over there on my desk. What? If you can get into your canvas with your phone, yes.
How do you make the dolphin?
Okay, we're gonna move forward to the dolphin. So, you want to do the sea turtle? Okay. Sea turtle's pretty easy. You're simply going to do a circle. Okay, so just a circle. And then you want to kind of think about what does a sea turtle look like when you're looking down or up at it. And it has just a little head. So you're just going to draw a little shape at the top. And then we're going to do our little arms. Okay. And then you have their little legs. So these are just like little hooks that I'm putting in. Not very detailed. We're just thinking silhouettes. And then his little tail. And now we have a sea turtle. Boys, if we can't keep it quiet, you're moving. I got plenty of open space right up front. Man. How many animals do you need in this scene?
6.
Good job. We have only done 3 so far. You want to do the dolphin now? Okay. This one's really similar to this little guy. It's just going to be larger, and you're adding like the portion for the nose. Right. So you're just going with a larger shape of the almond or teardrop. I guess this is more accurately a teardrop. No. No. Nava, that's you. They do not do instructors too. I will not be going. Sorry, I am busy. And if they don't like it, they can deal with it. I don't know. Tell them that I'm not. Mayab can be the instructor. Go ahead and play with it on your own. You don't have to copy everything that I'm doing if you don't want to. What? Yep.
What about a little shark?
What kind of shark? I need to visualize it. Think about what a shark would look like. No, because that's too large, sir. No, that is too large. You could do a whale. I have done a whale before. I'm going to copy this whale right here because I think he is just dashing.
Or do you do the two almonds?
The what? For what?
Yeah.
Yep.
Why did they choose today to do pictures exactly?
I don't know, but that's the thing that gets me is the teachers have known because doctor sent out an email weeks ago about this. So we have known what they did themselves a disservice of doing was not notifying any of the students until yesterday. Which, like, half of you guys may not even have your clean uniform or whatever. Like,
And they could have told us that we were doing National Honor Society pictures on Wednesday, but not at the last minute.
right.
Because now I'm like, my uniform doesn't look that good, and I'm
Right.
taking pictures, and I can't go get it dry cleaned now because it'll take too long.
Right. It just feels.
So I'm like, what the flippers?
No, I'm with you guys.
How did you do the? Sorry, I was not here.
These little guys. I'm doing one right now. So it's just a little almond and then just these little tags at the back. You pull the fins back really thin, and there you have your fish.
How many?
6. I am also adding a jellyfish because I love them. Jellyfish are easy. It's literally like a circle, and then you give it just this little extra piece at the bottom, like a little ledge, and then you do the little legs. Or I guess tentacles. I always think of like SpongeBob.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So I have more than 6, which is totally fine. You can have as many as you'd like. I will probably give you guys maybe 1 more minute and then we will move on.
It's a small shark.
I mean, it would be very much like this, but it would just have more of a pointier face. Right? Like this one. Yeah. Because this is like an orca, right? And for sharks, they would just have more of a like pointing, yeah. But everything else would be the same. You would just add that like shark fin on the back, like the dolphin. So you're adding those two.
How did you do the turtle?
Turtle was super simple. Circle, then like a little triangle for the head, smaller one for the legs, and then you just add the little arms. Yeah. Your whale looks like an orca.
Can you just give me 1 second? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on my 5th
You're
one.
fine. Come in. Yeah, I kind of figured. It's a small class and half them barely show up anyway. Did they want me?
Half of them wanted you there.
Who? I'm teaching. Who's gonna come watch my class?
If there was Doctor.
Oh well.
Are
you in? I believe that's it. But if you are not busy, like you don't have something like actually to work on, if you would take some of the paintbrushes and just like pull and see if any of them need,
Like more.
that'd be great. Are we ready to move forward?
Couple more seconds.
Okay.
We finish this day.
I guess I could. So, moving forward to our mountainscape, I have already activated my black. I hope you are listening in the back. So, I still want to go a little bit light because I am unaware of how much this is going to darken when it hits my paper. Because we want to step down from this mountain range. So, I'm going to go ahead and just give it a test run. I think I can work with this. So we draw in our line first. Make sure you have a lot of water involved so that it doesn't dry quickly because we want it to be fairly wet while we're working with it. Once I have this much, I can then put in value and start to pull and move it around. Wow, something is going down next door. For what?
Why is that in there?
Where's what and where?
Like all of a sudden I just started painting in blue.
Ooh, is your paintbrush clean?
Yeah. I haven't used this paintbrush with blue.
I know, but did someone else not clean that brush and you use it? That's why
We're supposed to clean the dang brush.
I can't control what everybody else is gonna do. I'd like to force you all to comply. Doesn't always work out that way. That's good. This makes me want to go on an adventure
I'm going on an adventure.
through the misty mountains. I hope everybody online hears this. Okay, in this section, okay, we don't really have a foreground yet. We will put one in, but we need to focus on getting in some trees, okay? Now, these trees will be mostly the pine trees, okay? We're not going to do long trees for this until we get to the foreground, and that's when we'll add in, okay, some black to deepen the colors. So you want to think large trees in the background. I'm going to have a tree over here that's hanging into the scene, and then I'll add some down here. Okay?
Lighter.
Well, they're going to be probably a medium red. So I'm going to start on this side, and with my pine trees, because that's what we're doing, I'm drawing my line first. I'll zoom in. And then from there, anybody remember the technique?
It's
Dry brush.
Well, it is dry brush, but we have our back and forth techniques, right? So we're zigzagging back and forth, but we're staying true to that line, that anchor that we have added. I hope we're watching back there.
We can't see.
Exactly.
We can't see.
You can't see it?
you can see it.
You can't see it?
No.
It's literally right over here.
Yeah. And when you're leaning over like that, all I see is you.
Face. How rude.
Well,
I mean, I know I'm not as pretty as this tree, but like, geez.
Hey, you told us to pay attention. I'm paying attention.
I am teasing you. I'm talking about the boys in the back that keep talking. Exactly. That's why it's probably better if you're at school. I'm a little sassy today. I'm not even gonna lie. So I have one tree in. I'm going to put two smaller trees back here, and then I'm going to have my one that will hang into the scene as if we're like really close to it. Looks good. I'm going to have one that's big, and then I'm going to have two that are next to it that are a little smaller. This is just about, for you, experimenting on the different levels of trees that you want, where you want them. It's all about practicing making your scene similar to mine, but also unique to you. So in the green section, we saw these trees, but they weren't as detailed as the ones that I'm doing now. So it's all about just practicing, getting used to them. How many? I'm going to put 4 in total. You can do less than that if you would like to, but you want to make sure that it's in the same orientation. So you want one that's large over here, and then one that I will have over here that hangs into the scene, which you've already put in. Yep. So the one on the side here, I'm really going to focus on just very jagged movements with my brush to create the feel of that tree being very close. So I'm using very squiggly type of movements, making sure those branches look more realistic. Adding openings for light to come through, because trees are not as aggressively dense all the time. I hope so. It just depends on how quickly we go and how much we focus.
Do we need any more on the blue scene?
The blue scene, though, is done. Thank you for clarifying. The blue scene is finished. The gray scene with the mountains will be easily to finish. It's just adding in the layers, because you're going to have 4 layers of mountains, and we've only done 2. So, I mean, 1, 2, 3, actually 4, 5. Or 5. So, it's coming along.
Oh yeah.
Slowly but surely.
It's hard to remember that not everyone is as fast as us.
Tell me about it. Okay, can we move on? Okay. So we're going to let this dry. We're going to jump back over to our lovely forest scene, fairy tale like. This is where instead of using the light green, we're actually going to transition and use the darker green. So we're looking at this guy right here. And again, with the dry brush, we're going to actually add additional layers of the tall trees and 2 more of our pine trees. Okay, so we're layering as we go. The last layer of this one is very simple. and I'll just explain it to you now. If you can see, we have a clear difference between this layer that is on top. This layer, we add green to. And you're going to have 1, 2, 3 trees that are connected in the front. But do you see how everything has a distinctive layer to it? Okay, it's all about using your values to create depth and shadows. So, we're going to go ahead this next step with just the dark paint. And I'm going to stick with my super tall trees first. I'm only going to add 2 of these. You can add, well, maybe 3. You can have between 2 and 3 as well if you'd like. I'm going to add 3, but they'll be varying in size.
So just like in between the other trees.
You can have them in between. You can have them in front. However you want to make your scene.
So we're doing the dark trees,
Dark trees, yes.
the big dark pine trees.
Yes. Well, not pine trees. These are just the tall, like,
Oh,
lengthy trees that have fun little,
Stick trees.
yeah.
That's what they remind me of. It's just like stick trees.
So this one, you want to think about lots of detail because it is going to be the one that's in the front. So when you're making its limbs, you probably want to focus on thinner lines, really controlling how you use your brush. I'm going to have one that has a arm that has been broken.
they make it broken.
This is where you're just playing with the way that trees look. They can have knobs on them. That's fine. Bumps. You can come in with darker, heavier amounts of green and add texture to it. Pull to the other side, and we'll go with a thin one right here. The more you add to your painting and the more careful you are with like how you use your brush is only going to benefit you when you start working on your own landscape. And again, we will be outside after spring break painting. So this is your chance to really get comfortable with how to paint nature, what it might look like. Well, I'm just going to do one really thick one over here.
We know it's called. Another?
Picture? Now we're going to take it forward to the gym for your picture. Thank you.
So I have my tall trees in, and then I'm just going to add in 2 more pine trees. Good. This next one I'm going to do is going to be very Christmas tree-esque.
Okay.
And I'll probably put it right in the center here.
Can I have Okay. Thank you.
And I will place it underneath. This tree is going to be the star of the show. So we are just, yes, we're using just the darker green and we're going in with a dry brush technique. Such a pretty tree. Gonna add a little bit of layer right in the center and pull it out to keep it looking more natural. And then I'll probably put one more smaller dude over here. We're gonna make him chunky. Chunky. Voila. Two beautiful trees. So pretty. It's okay. It's all about learning how to control it. So I'm going to grab some value. Probably water this down just a little bit more. And then I'm going to work in another layer of mountains. Whoa. Once upon a time, I thought I was the loud classroom. Stuff's been going down, man.
I'll never forget B1 virtual figures.
I don't know why.
Crazy in that.
I don't know why that class got so crazy, but it
don't
did.
either, but it always got crazy. And we always had the most weirdest conversations in that class.
Okay, thank you for the warning. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, get your last layer or your third layer of mountains in. Make sure you are caught up to this point. If you are caught up to this point, you are welcome to start cleaning up if you would like to.
Did I say them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please make sure you are washing your brush with soap. You are washing your brand new cups out. You should not be grabbing cups from the junior high section anymore. You have your own cups. If we had a full class period, we would have finished it today.
Miss Carter, I organized your brushes, the fine ones, and all the.
You're amazing.
So if y'all mess it up, I'm gonna be very mad.
Don't be rude.
I'll drop kick you.
Whoa.
Not most of my fine art.
His beautiful organization.